You can build your business credit, on your own. We've created a software that pretty much brings all the lenders to you inside of our system. So initially, we kind of work you through a phase of getting everything lined up. That's going to make you where you're not getting denied all over the place. So you're kind of making sure everything's buttoned up according to what they're looking for to approve you.
We are here this evening to continue our discussions, education on building business credit. And with us today, we have the infamous Julius Tolbert of Tolbert Consulting out there in Greenville, South Carolina, who is going to be here sharing with us from his perspective how we as business owners build business credit. Julius, welcome and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. I am a serial entrepreneur. So I currently own 5 companies. So what I realized in growing my small businesses is initially I didn't do such a great job. And a lot of my businesses initially failed, not because I wasn't a good business owner or the product wasn't good. It was simply because I ran out of money. I didn't have the money that I needed in my account to cover a lot of bills during some of the downturns. So I remember a restaurant that I owned during the recession a while back, about 10 years ago. The restaurant was doing great before. I mean, I was doing about 1.5 million in sales. But when that recession came, it's like a rug pulled out under me, and my sales was cut in half. And I had nothing set up to kind of help me weather that storm, and weathering that storm would mean, that business still been here today. And, I could have had and been able to scale business, probably could have had 10 of those restaurants by now. So the importance of business credit is I wish I would have known how to leverage it, what it was. Business credit has been a while for forever. So it's not a new thing. It's just a lot of small business owner didn't know that it was there and wasn't aware of how to really use it.
Wow. That's a term that I haven't heard. Serial entrepreneur,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
But
actually a term, believe it or not, it's actually a term.
it's actually a term.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to take that label at some
yeah.
point. But Julia, so you make a very good point in as much that it's not about your product, it's not about you as that business owner. It's just about that, again, the fact of the matter is that you're running out of that cash flow, right?
Yeah.
So you can go from your startup to operations to even scaling because of that cash flow. So what does business credit, in going through those steps, what can that achieve?
Well, the main thing it can achieve is resources for your business. So it really depends on what type of business that you're in. Depends on what type of credit can benefit you the most. So let's say if you're in logistics, you know that you use quite a bit of fuel in your business. Well, having company gas cards will allow you to have and float that fuel, which will allow more money to stay in your account, which will allow you to pay bills because your cash flow is a lot better, opposed to as soon as you make the money, you having to send it right back out because you having to kind of take care of all this, fuel and maintenance and different things like that. Also, if you're in logistics, you can get brand new work vehicles, trucks, and different things like that in your business name. And the reason why that's so important is that takes the liability off of your personal credit, takes the
Right,
weight off of it, so your utilization is not so high.
right, right,
Once your utilization is very high, it restricts you, and then they start kind of tightening up on all of your funding. And that's the last thing that you want to have happen in a small business. They say
right.
your utilization too high, so they start taking back credit. So I don't know if anybody ever been in that position where you're on your personal side, your credit utilization is too high, where they deem to be too high, and then they start taking credit away from you. So if you're using that personal credit for business, then that could be catastrophic to your company.
Right.
So that's
And
why,
we're
and I personally did that before.
right. And we're going to get into that, utilizing personal credit to
Hmm.
fund or to, elevate your business credit shortly. But here's a question is that, we're here with a group of home care owners. This is what we do. We're home
Yeah.
care, healthcare, right? And we talked about, utilizing business credit for, firms that may do logistical work. Let's be specific in how can business credit elevate those in the home care world?
Well, it's going to allow you to initially um, create a platform so you can grow and get the money that you need. A lot of it initially is going to look like the services that you may have around you that you may need specifically. It could be supplies, like I said, it could be fuel, it could be
Payroll.
yeah, payroll, different things like that that you may have initially. So that's what is going to business credit is going to benefit you the most initially. But as you continue to grow your business, as you continue to grow that business credit, that's going to allow you to kind of move into a space where you're able to get higher SBA loans. You're able to get credit cards solely in your business name that has limits 2 to 3 times higher than you could ever get on your personal side. And then you're using those credit cards to continue to float the bills and different things in your business.
Right, right.
Yes, ma'am.
So as we know, is that with things like credit cards and things like lines of credit, does it come with a payment of interest? So
Mhm.
it's okay that I've got $16,000 in a line of credit, or I've got $16,000 on a credit card, but yes, I still have to pay that back somehow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And in some ways, and in some areas, there's also that tag on, which is things such as interest,
Yeah. Yeah.
fees, what
Mhm.
have you. How do you combat that, if you can, in getting to this point?
So what we coach our clients to do is to really never use more credit than you can utilize or that you can actually pay back. So initially, as you're in our program and you're building business credit, we don't want you to buy nothing more than $50, $100 because you're trying to build the credit. Okay. Now, when you start actually needing to use the credit, and to really scale your business, then you need to use that money for things that's going to make you more money. So one of the main things is marketing. You know what I'm saying? So when you grow your business to a point where now you're starting to get these Visa, MasterCard, Amex business credit cards, then go hire a marketing agency to launch your home care business, to help you market it and grow it and those type of things, because that's going to give you that return on that investment. So then as you pay back that money, then you put your profit in your pocket, and then you pay back that credit card.
Right, right.
So
So
outside of that, don't
don't
you have to, well,
overspend.
you really have to understand initially on the front end what the terms are. And I don't know where we are as far as the thing, and I don't want to talk ahead, but far as terms, you have to understand that, because initially if you're just now starting to build your business credit, you're going to get terms on net 30 terms.
Sure, right.
Yeah,
And
what I'm
we are
saying?
going to come into that in our
Yeah,
second segment, but
yeah.
I'm going to just finish out this portion of the segment in asking you, tell us about Tolbert Consulting and
Mhm.
how your services can assist individuals in
Yeah.
building their credit, or is this something that can be done individually and personally?
Yeah. You can build your business credit, on your own. The thing about it is with small businesses that extend, or businesses in general that extend business credit, a lot of them don't report to Dun and Bradstreet and the credit bureaus, and that's the one of the major things. So you really want to ask them that on the front end. So what we do, and what kind of makes us special at our Torber Consulting Group, is we've created a software that pretty much brings all the lenders to you inside of our system. So initially, we kind of work you through a phase of getting everything lined up that's going to make you where you're not getting denied all over the place. So you're kind of making sure everything's buttoned up according to what they're looking for to approve you. And then once you actually move past that space, now you're moving into where all the creditors and different people at the different stages of business credit, or where you at, you can apply right there through our system. And then we also have a whole support team that's there to kind of guide you along the way. So you're never kind of figuring out, oh man, what's to do, what's the next step. You can always pick up the phone and call someone that's there waiting to help you in that process.
Is there any such thing, Julius, as how we repair our personal credit? Is there any such thing as repairing business credit?
Not really. The best thing you can do, I mean, when you're thinking about what is bad business credit. The difference between personal credit and business credit is a lot of the things that personal credit is weighted on or determined by is not the case on the business side. So on personal side, it's weighted on, credit utilization, credit history, a lot of the different things that we already know. Where on the business side, it's very simple. It's about on-time payments. So the only way that you can kind of really mess up business credit is very simple, not pay them.
Right.
So in regards to fixing it, then that's what you have to do. You have to fix that term of how you paying them. So if you was paying them slow, you're gonna have to pick that up and then start making on-time payments in the future, and then they're gonna start reporting those payments. And that's kind of one of the big things that happens, or a lot of people come to me about in regards to personal and business credit, because they think as soon as you get a business credit card, they assume that it automatically shows up on this Dun and Bradstreet report, and
No.
that's not how it works. You
Right.
have to use the credit for them to report.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
And then keep using it and
Yeah, and
paying it
yes, ma'am.
consistently for it to report.
Yes, ma'am.
Julius, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. And
Okay.
we're going to come back and we're going to get into the nitty gritty of those tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go through that very, very quickly. Let's talk about those lines of credit and those trade
Yeah.
lines. But we're going to be right back.
Do you want to promote your brand and presence in the market? Let us help you do it in style without compromising lives or finances. At Home Care Business Advisors, we don't only coach you and your team towards a successful working environment, but we are also diligently aligning ourselves with affordable services and products that are convenient for you and are an enhancement of your brand. Our online marketplace is your perfect choice, where you can ensure quality with your chosen promotional products, from pens to mugs and even professional gifts. So what are you waiting for? Head over and visit Home Care Business Advisors online marketplace to choose from a range of handy, stylish products to get you noticed in your market.
Welcome back. That was just a very short interval there. But now we're going to get into the real nitty gritty. Julius, are you holding on to your hats, man?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
into it.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, those trade lines.
Yeah.
What is that?
All right.
How do we get there? How do we move through the ranks? Because I want to be that one that gets that offer of that four-wheel Mercedes. I'm a
Yeah.
Mercedes girl.
Yeah, awesome. Well, if you got your pen and paper, I'm going to give you step by step of how we're going to get there. So, how I like to look at it is kind of like building a house. Okay. So, before you build a house, you got to make sure you have a strong foundation. Okay. So, before we get into the different tiers, we got to make sure that our business is in position to really go after these tiers. So, what it is we have to understand what is it that they're looking for when they're deciding if they're going to give us this business credit or not. And what you may think they're looking for, they're not looking for. They're not asking you about what kind of sales your business is doing and all that ins and outs. What they're mainly and primarily trying to do is verify your business. They're trying to make sure that there's no fraud there. So before you even get started building business credit, you need to make sure that the foundation and the things that they're going to be looking for, that all this stuff lines up. I have plenty of clients that come to me that have businesses for 15, 20 years, brick and mortar businesses, and they're still not able to build business credit simply because of these few things. So we're going to lay out some of the things that initially you need to make sure that you have to button up, and then we'll go into a couple of these tiers. The first thing is you want to make sure you have a LLC. LLC, S Corp, C Corp. Okay. What it cannot be a LLP. It cannot be a partnership. It cannot be a sole proprietorship. Okay. It has to be a LLC, a S Corp, C Corp. Okay.
Right.
Nonprofits can as well. Okay. So that's first things first. Now, when you apply for your LLC or S Corp or whatever it is, it's very important to make sure that whatever address that you're going to use that same address across everything that you do through all platforms. So the first thing is make sure you have your LLC. The next one is make sure you have an EIN number. Okay. You are building business credit in your EIN, just like you building personal credit using your social, you're using business credit using your EIN. So you want to make sure that the same address you have for your LLC is the same one that you have your EIN. Okay. Now, as far as that address, what it cannot be is a post office box. Okay. But it can be a virtual office like a Regis or another one thing is a virtualoffice.com, um, or even your home office. I mean, your home address. It can be your home address. But what it cannot
Okay.
be is a PO box. That is an automatic disqualifier. Even if the PO box uses, 'cause a lot of times they try to give you an address, but it's still going to a PO box. That's not going to work. Okay, so it
Right, right,
cannot be
right.
a PO box. So that's the next one. Business phone number. So you want to make sure you have a business phone number. So you can go through Vonage or Number Barn and any of
Ring
these,
Central, I can
Ring Central, any of these guys, and get you a business phone number. Now, when you get those things, the next thing you want to do is get you a 411 listing. Okay. A lot of people trip up right here with the 411 listing. Okay. Because they just don't know about it. And what a
right.
411 listing is really just a national directory. So just like the yellow book back in the day, it's the same thing.
You
So
remember them.
yeah, same
Front
things.
pages, right?
Yeah. So if anybody do not know how to get your 401 listing, you go to www.list yourself.net, and then you're able to get your 411 listing. Okay. You want to get your DUNS number. Okay. DUNS number is very important. Dun and Bradstreet is equivalent to Equifax. So when businesses want to determine if they want to verify or want to give you credit, that's who they're going to go to. They're going to go to Dun and Bradstreet, just like they go to Equifax, and they want to check that report. Okay. So you
Sure.
want to make sure you have a DUNS number. So make sure that you do have a report with them. Okay. So that's very important. That should be free. So if you don't know how to get that DUNS number, you go to www.d as in dog, and b as in boy.com. And you're able to get that DUNS number for free. So don't let them talk you into, they got some kind of, you know, up, $1,000, $2,000 package thing. I don't even know what they do, but don't do it. You can get your stuff for free for there. Okay. You want to
Perfect.
make sure you have a website. Okay. It doesn't need to be nothing spectacular. Just a basic website that tells them
Just the
who you
information.
are. Yes, ma'am. And what it is that you do. And then a professional email. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a website, you have a domain, spend that couple extra dollars to get that info at whatever your name is. Try not to use the Gmails, the Yahoos, and all that type of thing. You want to come across as polished as possible, and that's what it's about establishing that foundation for building business
Perfect.
credit. Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am.
So
You want to
this
make
is
sure everything is
the
congruent
foundation
with that.
area. What we just mentioned, LLC,
Mhm.
the website, the telephone number, the address, all of those areas is building that foundation, right,
Yeah,
Julius?
yes, ma'am. And if we
Right?
got all those things lined up, then you're going to give yourself the best chance to get approved for growing business credit that's not attached to your Social Security or a personal credit check.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something like very, very random right now, and I'm actually going to cut it right there.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to say that is because going into talking about the different tiers and the different trade lines is, I would say, extensive, but most definitely we've got to listen to this information,
Yeah,
right?
most definitely.
So we have outlined the importance of, business credit, how it can be utilized, and the foundations of building or starting to build that credit.
Mhm.
I am going to do this and I'm going to hold that second portion and have you back again, Julius,
Okay,
to
awesome.
actually go into really taking that 15, 20 minutes of
Mhm.
a segment and really, picking apart the tiers and the
Yeah,
trade lines that are there and available. But before we
yeah,
do go, I want again just to have you just share with everybody about Tolbert Consulting.
yeah.
How can we get in touch with you for those people who just want to have that hand being held to
Yeah,
go through this process?
awesome.
How can
Well,
we
you
get in
can
touch
find
with you?
yeah, you can find us at www.tolbert consultinggroup.com. We also on Instagram, Tolbert Consulting Group. We're on Facebook, Tolbert Consulting Group. You can find me. My name is Julius Tolbert. I'm on there as well. And then, yeah, what we do, we work very hands-on with small and medium-sized businesses. Business credit is something that our company is very, very passionate about, being that so many small business owners go out of business. I mean, at a very high alarming rate. And one of the major reasons that they do is lack of funding. And the majority of them do not know about business credit. They don't know how to establish it. They don't know how to leverage it. So our software allows us to really, simplify that process for them, bring all the lenders to them in that system, and then give them the support that they need when they have questions along the way.
So, Julius, my closing statement is you are that serial entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am. I love it.
What is your last and closing statements for our audience and for those who are going to review this video, which is going through our YouTube, it's going on our Facebook? What is your closing statements today so far that you can give to our business owners about business credit?
I think the most important thing is to know that there are solutions out there. I think that as being an entrepreneur, especially starting out, that road is long and tough, and you're trying to figure things out, and trying to make it all work. Business credit is the way to go. I wish I would have known what I know now 15, 20 years ago. I'll be in way different situation than I am right now. Business credit is the American way. That's how majority of Fortune 500 companies are scaled. And if and you're thinking to be one of those companies, then it's not hard. You just got to follow the blueprint that they already set.
Right. Julius, you are awesome. I see your energy. I feel your energy. You are right there with us. And again, we echo here at Home Care Business Advisors the importance of not just living for today in terms of a startup, but what are you going to do in 12 months, in 18 months, when operations is ticking along, but now do I want to excel in doing something else? Build that business credit, use it, like you said, as leverage. So everything that you have said, we most definitely echo. And I'm hoping I didn't disappoint you in saying, okay, we're going to do this in 2 portions.
No, that's fine.
But I definitely think that, again, with that
it's a lot to get into.
It's a lot to get into, and I really want that message to get across. So with that, I am going to thank you again for being here with us and sharing your time and that information. Don't get out of the broadcast until we speak, but until then, we're going to say goodbye to everybody this evening. Have yourselves a great and a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks, Julius.
Thank you as well.